a robot that doesn't look like a machine, but like a human being. If you think you've already seen everything, get ready to be surprised. Ubtech has just launched a new robot with ultra-realistic skin and hair. The U1, from the new brand UWORLD, is a full-sized humanoid robot, available in male and female versions, designed to be a companion, not to work, to coexist. In less than a week, more than 2,100 people made a reservation. What is happening here is bigger than it seems. In this video, you'll discover who the people behind this are, how this robot really works on the inside, what it can do, and what it still can't, and why this launch raises questions that go far beyond technology. Want to understand everything? Then watch the video until the end and I'll explain it all. But first, subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll stay informed about the latest developments in robotics. Ubtech Robotics has opened pre-orders for the U1. The robot has silicone skin, real hair, expressive features, and costs around $30,000. The U1 is sold in two versions, male and female. The male model stands 1.83 meters tall and weighs 42 kilos. The female model is 1.68 meters tall and weighs 35.2 kilos. Both have 88 degrees of freedom of movement. Ubtech positions the U1 as an emotional companion robot, a different proposition from its industrial walker line used in factories. To reserve a unit from the first batch, the buyer pays a deposit of 3,000 yuan, about $450. In less than a week, there were already more than 2,100 reservations. Deliveries begin in mid-September. The official launch is scheduled for June 30th, when the company is expected to announce the final price and complete technical details. Ubtech is not a garage startup. It is the first humanoid robotics company listed on a stock exchange in the world, on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, under code 9880. In 2025, it delivered more than 1,079 units of its industrial walker S2 robot to customers. Its total revenue that year reached 2 billion yuan, equivalent to approximately $280 million. The full-sized humanoid segment grew by 2,203% compared to the previous year. But until then, all that technology was inside factories. The U1 changes that. To launch the product to consumers, Ubtech created its own brand, UWORLD. It is a separate division with its own visual identity and a different positioning. While the Walker S2 is cold, functional, and industrial, UWORLD speaks of emotion, presence, and companionship. The U1 comes in two versions. The male version stands 183 centimeters tall and weighs 42 kilos. The female version is 168 centimeters tall and weighs 35.2 kilos. Both have silicone skin that mimics the texture of human skin, real hair applied to artificial leather, detailed facial features, and tracking eyes that follow the gaze of those nearby. In the presentation videos released by Ubtech, filmed in cinematic settings with low lighting and detailed close-ups, it is genuinely difficult to distinguish the robot from a real person at first glance. Both models have 88 degrees of freedom distributed throughout the body. Arms, legs, hands, neck, chest, waist, each joint is controlled independently. The result is a movement that doesn't look like a robot. It looks human. $30,000 and it hasn't even been officially launched yet. That is significant. You might be thinking that you already understand what the U1 is. A beautiful robot with a human appearance that converses. But what is happening inside this system is far more elaborate than it seems. To understand what makes the U1 work, imagine this. You are trying to build an artificial person. Not just the appearance, but the ability to move naturally, to perceive the surrounding environment, to read the mood of whoever is in the room, and to respond in a way that seems coherent with the moment. This requires solving at least three very difficult problems simultaneously: mechanics, perception, and social cognition. Let's start with the mechanics, and the number that sums it all up: 88 degrees of freedom. Think of it this way. Your elbow bends in one direction. That is 1 degree of freedom. Your shoulder rotates in several directions. That's 3 or 4 degrees. A simple humanoid robot, like those that appear in dance demonstrations on the internet, usually has between 20 and 30 degrees of freedom in total. The U1 has 88. That means that almost every segment of the body, fingers, wrists, elbows, shoulders, neck, waist, knees, ankles, has its own motor capable of moving that part independently and in a coordinated manner. The practical result is that the U1 can make subtle gestures while speaking, tilting its head, moving its shoulders slightly, opening its hands in a receptive gesture, movements that our brain unconsciously recognizes as signals of presence and attention. This level of articulation was developed by Ubtech over years of work in industrial environments, where a robot that moves abruptly near an employee is an accident risk. The Walker S2, the industrial robot from the same company, learned to move carefully around human beings on real assembly lines. The U1 inherited that learning. The difference is that here, The goal is not efficiency, it is naturalness. The U1 uses computer vision cameras to track faces and gazes, and microphones to capture speech and tone of voice. But the system goes beyond simple recognition. According to Ubtech, the onboard artificial intelligence can analyze 3 channels simultaneously: the facial expression of the person in front, the tone and rhythm of the voice, including pauses, hesitations, and variations in intensity, and language patterns. By cross-referencing these 3 channels, the system tries to estimate the user's emotional state, whether they are calm, animated, anxious, bored, or sad. It is as if the robot is constantly taking a reading of how you are and adjusting its behavior based on that reading. If you seem agitated, it speaks more slowly and with more pauses. If you seem happy, it may mirror that energy. If you seem sad, it may offer conversational support. Now, there is a detail in this architecture that needs to be understood clearly. This emotional recognition system is not perfect. It is based on probabilities. The robot does not feel. It makes statistical predictions about what you are probably feeling based on patterns it learned during training. That is completely different from real empathy. But, and here is the critical point, for many people, the experience may be indistinguishable from empathy. The psychological effect of being heard and responded to coherently is real, even if the underlying mechanism is mathematical. The third component is conversational memory. Every interaction, what you said, how you said it, what you mentioned about your life, is stored locally on the device itself with encryption. It does not go to external servers. At least that is what Ubtech claims, and there is an obvious commercial reason: to reduce resistance from buyers concerned about privacy. The system uses these memories to personalize conversations over time. Weeks after the first interaction, the robot may remember that you mentioned you love coffee in the morning or that you're having a tough week at work and use that in the next conversation. This creates something important: the illusion of continuity, the feeling that there is an entity that knows you and cares about what happens to you. It is exactly this feeling that the developers are trying to build, and it is exactly this feeling that will raise the most difficult questions about this product. Let's look at the complete profile of the U1's capabilities and limitations based on what has been disclosed so far. The U1 can stand, sit, get up, and walk on flat surfaces indoors. It was not designed for stairs, uneven terrain, or outdoor environments. It can maintain long conversations in natural language, adapt its tone based on the perceived emotional state, and remember information from previous conversations. It can track faces and maintain simulated eye contact. It can be connected to the internet via Wi-Fi for updates and cloud processing when needed. The battery lasts between 2 and 4 hours per charge, enough for a few hours of use, but not to function all day without stopping. The recharge time was not disclosed by the company. And now, the piece of data that will redefine how you think about the U1. With 88 degrees of freedom, the U1 has more independent joints than most humanoid robots that exist in the world today, including the famous Atlas from Boston Dynamics, which operates with about 28 degrees of freedom in the electric version, 3 times more movement points. In practical terms, this means the U1 can replicate microexpressions and subtle gestures with a level of detail that no general-purpose robot has ever attempted to achieve. A gentle tilt of the head while listening, an open-handed gesture while speaking. Exactly the signals that the human brain uses to decide whether it is in the presence of someone attentive. What it still cannot do. The U1 does not climb stairs. It does not operate on uneven terrain. It does not perform household tasks. It does not wash dishes, does not carry heavy objects, does not vacuum. It cannot be programmed for new functions. It does not operate efficiently in the dark, as its sensors depend on reasonable lighting conditions. And, so far, there are no reports of tests in environments outside of controlled scenarios. There is also what the developers themselves have not fully disclosed. The walking speed of the U1 was not specified in the pre-launch material. The precision of hand movements in situations involving interaction with objects has not been publicly demonstrated, and the processor specifications and onboard artificial intelligence architecture remain undisclosed, which makes it difficult to independently evaluate what the emotional recognition system can actually do versus what is shown in the marketing videos. The U1 is a robot designed to exist within a flat, well-lit domestic space, interact in conversations, and create a comforting physical presence. It is not a work robot, it is a companion robot, and it was designed to be very good at that, within the limits of what that means. From a technical standpoint, the U1 from UWORLD is the most serious attempt so far to bring a highly articulated humanoid directly to the consumer. Most competitors in the niche of realistic robots are startups without the industrial track record that Ubtech has. Ubtech delivered more than 1,000 industrial humanoids in 2025. The U1 comes at a more accessible price, with a domestic proposition and a different production scale. The arrival of Siemens as a manufacturing partner in March 2025, with a goal of producing 10,000 industrial humanoids per year by 2026, also reinforces the company's logistical capacity. The U1 was designed to be a companion inside the home. Ubtech's proposition is clear: a robot that reduces loneliness, that is present, that interacts. It does not replace a human being, but for many people, it may come close. Seeing a robot with such a human appearance causes unease. This even has a name. Scientists call it the uncanny valley, that uncomfortable feeling we get when something seems human but is not completely so. The U1 lives exactly on that boundary. The silicone skin closely mimics human texture. The face has expressions. The eyes follow movement. The first time you touch it, you will find it strange because it seems real, but you know it isn't. And it is exactly there that the most important debate begins. It is not about technology. It is about what it means to have a robot as a companion. It can be programmed to listen, respond, remember your name, your tastes, your routine. But what does that mean in the long run? Are we talking about a sophisticated machine or about something that is starting to occupy a space that was previously exclusively human? Increasingly, we will enter the debate about whether a robot can replace a human being or whether they are simply tools for humans to use according to their needs. What is your opinion about this robot? Would you have one at home to be your friend? Would you have a good conversation with it? Leave your answer in the comments. If you liked the video, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. That way, you will always receive notifications of new videos. Until next time.